ladies and gentlemen.
Yesterday, all my troubles seemed so far away. Now it looks as though they're here to stay.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, I believe
Daffy Duck
in
sings Yesterday.
Suddenly,
who could take a sunrise, sprinkle it with dew, cover it in
Well, it hasn't been that great so far. It's been all right. We've been in pockets. It's been fine. When Amy's been talking and that, it's been fine. But I simply haven't come in and focused on anything this morning, and I can only apologise to you for that. But we can have dipped in and out of it. It was a good morning for finding out how Pete and Jeff are shaping up. They're doing okay, I understand, but it's not consistent. But it's all going to change now, of course, because there's been a sensation upon sensation. Not only have you got your Shane Ritchie ringing up, or Alfie Moon, as he likes to be known to his face these days, which I find extraordinary with Shane. Could you call me Alfie? I said, it's your character, Shane. Could you call me Alfie? But it's Shane. I've known you too long. It's just could you call me? All right, you're Alfie Moon. All right, that's how it works with Shane these days. And he's given me another number now. I'm so tempted to ring it and find out exactly which branch of John Lewis it is. It's just given me some random number again. We'll haul his weary old bones in here after the BAFTAs or whatever it is he's involved in next. And here's what we are doing anyway. We're doing, like we did with the Cowboys the other week, if you know somebody who has a mafiosi-style name, and, you know, and on all the inference that comes with it for our Italian community. But there it is. It has to be said, as we've got here, we've got Giuliano Ganduti from Markham Forest Gate. It says either his real name or his parents. Giuliano Ganduti. You hear that? Yes, you could think, well, there's one of the great Renaissance painters or whatever. Or you could think, I could have him whacked. Yeah, he could have us whacked. Frederica Notarani. What do they say? Valdo di Beneducci from Sandy and Thames Ditton. She knows a Valdo di Beneducci. Now, I'm saying he's not a capo, he's still a foot soldier, but I could see him being made up. Bud Spencer's real name is Mario Pedrotti. Terry Hill's real name is Carlo Pederosi. Just sounds like we're making a nice family. Of course, everyone you went to school with, Amy, sounded just like this, I suppose. Given when your dad's name is Cadillac Jack, who's definitely a made guy in this particular family. If you know somebody who sounds a little like they could join our little family we're making here, we're doing a brand new family to run London, and they need to have names like they came out of The Godfather. Dom Valenzano from Rachel and Elton. Anyone called Dom is in. We're also doing the Teenage Poetry Amnesty again. Teenage Poetry Amnesty, anything you wrote as a teenager that you can still remember bits of, or you may still have. Ring us up, we'll put it on the website, and you will be forgiven for it. Plus, I will walk across fields to smell creosote. There are, they're kind of, yes, I do apologise, we'll come around to Sandra Kerr in a minute, who's sitting opposite me. You've got your squeeze box with you. You've got your squeeze box with you.
Do you want it to hear it?
Can I just say, listen to that. Mama had a squeeze box she wears on her chest. Now, before we get round to a full and proper introduction, even though we've been banging the drum for you for months and months and months now, and of course the world has been banging it for years and years, if you get the phrase.
Sweet.
Is this your voice in there?
Yes, it's my voice.
Ladies and
Isn't it
gentlemen,
scary?
I'm holding two little puppets here. Well, they're actually little soft toys, and they're great in themselves. They are fantastic in and of themselves. But when you squeeze their bellies, Sandra's voice, and how long ago would you have recorded this, Sandra?
Oh, gosh, 1974.
No, it was when I thought.
Oh, it was donkey years ago.
And this is this is Sandra's. This is the soft toys. Listen to that. They're almost in sync.
Keep up.
Oh, that sounds like insane, doesn't it? Sounds like looking insane. Ladies and gentlemen, Sandra Kerr is with us, who is the voice of the Mice on Bagpipes, amongst many others, and a tremendous root singer in her own right, of course.
Gosh.
Yeah, you bet. Well, the thing with the Bagpuss things, yes, of course, we know the, for want of a better word, twee side of the industry, where everyone says, Bagpuss, and remembers it. Even though there were just the 13 episodes, which we've got here on DVD to give away, all 13 episodes.
Fantastic. I'm deeply impressed.
Do you not have one of these?
I do, of course.
Of course, I was going to say, you could have had a free one there if you'd given the right answer, Sandra. Apart from anything else, when you get the soundtrack, the songs, were they, I don't know, under the name of the Fairports or Steel Eye Span or even, Vashti Bunyan or whoever? The songs in their own rights are extraordinary pieces of work, aren't they? They're not all like that, of course.
Very sweet of you.
Well, you know they are, though. though. You know,
well, I'm quite proud of them. Yes.
How did you arrive at that? Were you a folk singer before?
Oh
that?
yes, I was. John Faulkner, who co-wrote the music with me, and we'd just done a television program called Sam on Boff's Island. You won't remember it. You're far too young.
No, hang on. Sam on Boff's Island. I actually don't, and I'm staggered here. But no, I actually don't. No, because I've spent the last 20 odd years rounding up, particularly children's programs that no one's ever heard of. So somebody might give us a call if they do remember that. I don't know.
Perhaps it was. It was a teaching program on BBC TV.
Okay.
BBC, of course. And we'd just done that, and Oliver was going to be doing Bagpuss and wanted a completely different sound for the music.
Now this would be Oliver Postgate, the genius of Oliver Postgate, certainly.
Postgate, delightful man. And he met up with the producer who'd produced us. On that television series, and she said, "Oh, I've got these nice young folky people. Would you like them?" We went and met him down in Kent.
Were you a working folky band?
Oh,
at the time?
I was a very working folky.
What was the name of the band? What were you in?
Oh, it was just Sandra Kerr. No, it was Sandra Kerr and John Faulkner. But we worked with Ewan McCall and Peggy Seeger.
Wow, now you're
the critics group. They were our kind of mentors and gurus and so on. Oh, absolutely.
Ever worked with Dick Gaughan?
In the past we've done concerts together. Yes, of course.
Well, you could show that June Tabor a thing or two, couldn't you?
Well, I greatly admire June. She's a great singer.
But you say, coming back to the Reds on this album, you can put it on. Yes, you've got the mice on there singing, and you've got the mouse organ and stuff. And yet there are when I first put it on, I thought, this is the sort of stuff that I see go on the internet now for like literally hundreds and hundreds. You know, who are the two sisters used to be on Harvest? Sandra, Dolly Collins.
And Dolly and Shirley.
Dolly and Shirley Collins. And there's all of that going on. And I'm thinking,
I know.
I'm not suggesting it was thrown away on Bagpuss, but you really put some work in there.
Not at all. We did, and I'm very pleased. But it is paying off, actually, Danny. I've got students at Newcastle University where I lecture on the degree course in traditional music, and they say their first introduction to folk music was Bagpuss.
Extraordinary.
And look where they are now. They're doing a degree in music.
Because there was the wonderful frog playing the big banjo. I don't think it was a working banjo or if it was a real frog.
He was playing banjo visually and it was sounding like a concertina, but we'll pass over that.
Speaking of which, you've got your little concertina there with your little squeeze box. Could you play the We Will Bind It, We Will Find It? Listen to this. That for me is radio.
Absolutely.
Do that again.
Would you like me to do that again?
I must say, if people want to see Sandra play, they can log on to the website, which is www.bbc.co.uk/London, because we have the webcam on at the moment.
And so I'll give you a little introduction here, as it should be. And Seaside? Yes, I used to live by the seaside, my boy, but that was all a very long time ago.
A friend of mine, a porcupine, went up in a balloon. He sailed it here, he sailed it there, he sailed it nearly everywhere, except perhaps the moon.
Is this something?
What? Oh, it was nothing, really.
Oh, Gareth, Gareth, where you go?
Only here on BBC London 94.9.
I don't know if Dr. Raj is an old fraud or not. I shall ask him that when he turns up.
An old fraud, as opposed to I think it's your psychological.
But even so, I've not made half the shillings he has. I think he's a tremendous performer, but I'm wondering if there's anything in this, sitting there listening to people tell you their bad stories and going, there seems to be a lot of that going on.
I think he is a consultant at King's College.
Yeah, but that's all legitimate. I think it's on the Richard and Judy stuff with the that's getting paid just a mutter there. I shall put that to him when he's in on Friday. But in the meantime, we have an undisputed talent, Sandra Kerr, sitting opposite us. That thing before we went into the little travel break there, that was something. That was a terrific thing. A mere bagatelle, I'm sure. How do you, if it could be the Bagpuss, what was a few weeks' work back in, say, 30 years ago?
Absolutely.
And is there still a good circuit you can earn a living on?
As far as Bagpuss is concerned?
No.
As far as music? Oh, good grief, yes. Really? Well, I'm going to Australia at the end of this month to do the National Festival there in Canberra and to tour in New South Wales and so on. Over here, there's still a very vibrant
scene. In London, of course, you rarely see it in it. I'm aware of the performers, of course. But
yes, of course. But no, I think London has always been a problem as far as folk music is concerned.
Yeah.
There just have never been the venues, and there's always just so much competition for people's attention as far as music's concerned in London. Whereas, like Newcastle, where I live in the northeast, it's fantastic.
You live idyllically idyllically in the north.
I live idyllically.
Tell us where. I heard you saying.
I live in the most beautiful village called Warkworth. Can I wave to everybody in Warkworth?
If they get
I'll have to wave loudly.
On their little internets, they'll hear you there. But and it's a beautiful place on the coast, is it?
Very beautiful. A planned medieval village with a wonderful castle, and it's just incredible.
Oh, well, no,
I love it.
Now I feel all down, and that. It's absolutely beautiful here, and that little snatch of the other thing. Of course, you do. You didn't bring this into plug, but you've got the CD here, Sandra Kerr Songmaker, yellow, red, and gold. And stuff.
I know. That's me in my grown-up kind of hat.
But there's a lot of that on Bagpuss. It's not condescendingly childish. The Bagpuss stuff.
I don't think it is, and I think that's what was successful about the programmes, that they weren't condescending or patronising in any way. They were intelligent programmes, which didn't mean that they weren't fun. They were enormous fun and, extremely witty and so on.
Let me just hear a little bit of more of your work from there.
And here's a bingo. Porcupines are always single. Poor old pines, they must not mingle. Pingle, pangle, pingle.
That's you, isn't it? That's you. That's extraordinary sitting opposite you. We've been playing it for so long as well.
I don't look like a mice, Master.
I think you rather do. I think you underestimate your
small and fairy and bushy tail.
Little rodent powers there. That's what I think it is. And again, when you made these, you must have thought, well, that's just a gig and they'll disappear and they'll be...
Well, yes.
How there's only 13? Do you have any idea?
Well, at the end of the 13, when he was asked to do more Bagpuss said... that was a Freudian slip.
Speak to my agent. Speak to the hand, not to the cat. Yeah.
No, Oliver said, I haven't got any more Bagpuss stories in me. And that's what, yes,
he did tend to move on like that.
Always.
You've been to his house and stuff. Did you see this?
Yes. The first time I met him, it was really sweet. He asked us to go down there. We took all the instruments, because we played 7 or 8 instruments between us. Went down there, and he lived in this always boded well, it seemed to me. He lived in an ex-pub.
Did he really?
Pub.
No,
yeah,
right, okay.
Red Lion House. So I went down there and he came to the door and I was really spooked because his dog came out wearing a lampshade round its head and I thought it was a joke and burst out laughing.
Oh, one of those things that they're not supposed to scratch their heads, those things,
just had an operation.
Yeah, I know, but that was amusing to see.
Made up for it because he then took us round the back and showed us Pogle's Wood. Because Pogle's Wood was just round the back.
Was it actually still there?
Yeah.
Well, a real Pogle's Wood or a set of Pogle's Wood?
Well, no, a Pogle's Wood. A wood. But he called Pogle's Wood.
There's a real Pogle's Wood now. If that doesn't have
my
people...
absolute number one favourite
program.
Was it?
Excuse me, was it?
Exactly. Come on.
Well, yes.
You mean apart from that?
Pogle's Wood was first.
We have 4 CDs. We have 4 DVDs here. Look at this. They're all... It says on the back, over 3 hours long, every episode ever made of your Bagpuss here. We've got 4 of them.
Absolutely.
And,
us and 40 Towers, eh?
Exactly. That's it. Get out. That's it. Only just... Exactly. Get in. As he said, John Cleese said, look, Shakespeare only got 4 hours, dear, out of Macbeth. I don't think I can carry on much more with Basil. I don't know if he said dear or not. Anyway, if you want one of these, you've got to ring up now on 0207 224 2000 and say, I really, really want one of those. And that's it.
Can you play us another song, Sandra?
I could. How about a weaving song? Because the mice were always so busy doing stuff. And I brought my spoons, so I thought you might like to have the spoons.
They're just ordinary spoons. They're none of your... nickel.
No, they're just ordinary spoons.
Spoons.
Here we go. And I'll sing a little weaving song. I'm a weaver, a master weaver. I've got a loom where the best cloth's made. Plain cloth, twill, brocade or satin. I'm the master of my trade. Shed the warp, swing the shuttle, beat the reed, the weft is laid.
There's something like the clarity. I know it comes with folk music, but there's something like a tuning fork, like the clarity of a fine piece of glass going ding. Oh. We've had singers in here before, and of course, and performers all around. But there's something that stills the world there, isn't there? There is definitely something that stills the world. How come you never got mixed up in the, frankly, furtive world of pop music now? How come you always a folky?
Oh dear. How come I was always a folky? I just find it very special music, and it speaks very directly to people, as you've just pointed out. I mean, I know you were talking about actually singing quality, but I think the actual content of traditional music speaks directly to people because it's about real people's experience.
It was turned into a joke, wasn't it? Certainly,
yes, it was.
During the late 60s, it was always, the finger
in the air thing, and
the waxy finger folk club. Yes, that's
the Spinners, wasn't it?
And all of that, and all the influence that came with it. Something from which it never truly recovered in the in the mass sense,
In the mass
whereas at one
sense,
sense,
no.
I mean, I've got something here. I think I'll find it. 1 second. I've got about 7 or 8 things on here. I don't know if you've ever seen the Argos, or Argo rather. Argos,
Oh my
that's a
goodness,
canon.
I used to record for them.
Did you record for Argo?
Yes,
Well, they
we
put out
recorded for Argo.
this 26 CD set the other year of because the way to record and to notate folk music would be to go out in the field and go into the pubs and say, do you know any old
Source
songs?
material,
So
yeah.
I've got the 26 volume set that you're probably on there somewhere actually.
Oh, my
yeah, and they
goodness.
did that, but it was all literally field recordings, and they found them and put them out. Is it
Is it like the Topic one, which is called Voice of the People?
That's
They
what
did
it is.
20.
That's it. That is it. It's
Oh,
not
is
the-
that it?
It's I'm getting mixed up.
No,
It's the
no, it's
Topic
all right.
one.
Well, it
How
happens.
could I get my
You're
Topic
right.
mixed up with my Argo? Anyway, but I certainly did. Have you ever strayed into other types of music? Did you ever just for bass
No.
metal go on to be a session singer or
No,
anything?
I never went into other music. I've just found... My students say to me today, what do you listen to? And what I listen to is what you've just described.
Yeah.
That's what still moves me
Yeah.
after 40 years of being involved
Your students?
in
What do
this
you mean,
music.
your students?
Well, at the Newcastle University, we have a new degree course in traditional music, which
Yeah.
started last year. So we've got our second year of students. And
What do you tell them? Day 1, lesson 1. What do you tell them?
Day one, I tell them what moved me when I first heard traditional music. And I play them things like, first of all, I play them stuff like Lead Belly and Big
Yeah.
Bill Broomsey and stuff like that, and Libber-Cotton and so on. And then I say, I discovered that we had our own blues here, and play them stuff like, traditional songs about mining and weaving and so on, which are just the same kind of songs.
Exactly. No,
They're about
entirely.
people's
I'm
unique
entirely with you on that. The way people
Yeah.
like, actually have that, unfortunately, rock and roll call towards music, which is every bit as earthy and heartbreaking as
Absolutely.
Delta blues. But for some reason, particularly white males in this country, want to feel an affinity with the old South instead of the real North that they actually have.
No, there could be something very positive in that, however.
Oh no, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just at the expense of.
But it is, yes, I agree.
Here we
I
go.
agree.
This is great. I'm not sure what this is, but this is a fellow of about 90 odd in a pub. They went up to him and said, "Do you know any old songs?" And he knew one called I love this song. It's called "Father Had a Knife," and I think it's a terrific song.
So it's father had a knife, mother had a fork, sister had the bottle, and brother had the coke. We had a cut from the knife, a dig from the fork, a drink from the bottle, and she's gone and lost her coke. So the longer we go on, the merrier we will be. We do belong to a boozy
family. That's from that topic. So that's 20 volumes of that.
Amazing stuff.
It is
Voice
a
of the
wonderful
People,
thing.
it's called, yeah.
Although
Wonderful
the voice of the people is all very well, but I know some people and their voices are terrible. Yours, in the meanwhile, is not. Let me just play as we've done that, and we're not really licensed to play music, but this is from your own. Is this I take it is the latest volume? Yeah.
Yes, it is indeed.
It's Yellow, Red and Gold. Sandra Kerr, Yellow, Red and Gold, and this is I blush at the cheek, but this is the Big Knicker Blues, of course. And we'll play just a little of it. There's no shying away from that.
Now if like me you're a woman of a certain age, you'll be wearing an article of clothing which is all the rage. They're generous in size, they reach from your waist down to your thighs. I'm singing the wear and thicker Big Knicker Blues.
It really is a Big Knicker Blues. Sorry, just playing just a little of it there. That really is the Big Knicker Blues. And see, I wouldn't. And is that you picking there, or is that somebody
That's
else?
me picking.
Well, sorry, I keep looking to put you up there. Let's have some more.
That's
of
my
this.
picking.
If you have just joined us, this is Sandra Kerr, who I now hesitate to say is the voice of the mice in Bagpuss. There seems to be so much to the canon, but nevertheless, for this show's perspective, that will always be your glory. So a little more, just anything you like with the squeeze box. Toughest thing in the world. I've picked up accordions before now, and I think, this will be easy. And then, I know it's not strictly an accordion; it is just a squeeze box. But anyway, thank you very much
You're
indeed for
very
this last half
welcome.
hour. It's absolutely flown by. Sandra, so now we can go and sort out, as you say, your adult stuff from the from the shops. Is that what you want to say? The adult stuff from the shops? I suppose so. But the Bagpuss CD itself has a lot of great work on it.
Yes,
and,
thank you. I'm very, very pleased.
Can't
you
say
think
enough.
so.
Thank you very much for your time, talent, and skills on those.
You're welcome.
And,
Thanks,
the mice
Danny. It's been
certainly-
great
The mice
pleasure.
still live here. Sandra Kerr, by the way. Away you go, Paulie.
On 94.9.